After 8 years of running a production company, we have continuously optimized our production house when it comes to efficiency, being flexible, and having fun. So let's show you what we have done with everything from multi-purpose rooms to flexible film studio to the server we have, the equipment room, and office space. Welcome to a new episode of Making a Film Company. We upgraded the office about 3 years ago, going from a quite old office, around 120 square meters, to a more modern office with about 300 square meters, which we also decided to renovate. The new office is actually in the same street as the previous one, so we didn't have to move long. We really like this street as it is in the city center, and there's a lot of cafes, stores, etc., which is practical when shooting in the studio or buying stuff for shoots. What we liked about the office was that it has a big room that we could turn into a film studio, and it has 2 entrances, so we could divide our office space and film studio in case we wanted to rent out the studio. So let's show you what we have done. Let's go. So this is the stairway, and here we have our big sign, so everyone who passes by can see it. We are divided into 2 parts of the office. So the main office is in that door, and then we have the studio, which is in here. Let's go to the studio first.
Ooh.
Hi, Kim.
Oh my God, is it Andyax? Welcome to Oslo Film Studio.
Thank you.
Come in.
Okay, Kim, so you are the studio responsible.
Yes.
Renting out.
Yes, so I'm the face you will meet when
Yeah.
you rent the studio. Here we have our wall of pride in a way. So these are screens with pictures from when we are out shooting.
The reason why we've done this is that some don't know we are actually a production company. And also it's a bit motivational, you know, having pictures from sets on the wall. You kind of, oh, I remember this, and it's something to talk about, you know, when the client is like exiting the studio.
Definitely.
Some think it's a picture frame with light behind. It's actually the Samsung frames TVs.
And it's automatically the change as well. So if you have been there once before, you won't see the same image the next time you're here.
We can go into the meeting room, which is in here. It was very important for us to have rooms that kind of are working as a multi-purpose room to really benefit of every square meters we have here at the office. So this is both a meeting room for us. It's also a makeup room and dressing room for people renting the studio. And also, I think 80% of all the furniture we have at the office are second-hand. And there's a lot of different furniture. And the reason for that is that we can use this location as a film set, and also we can bring the furniture into the studio and create different moods and settings. So we have 4 different couches, 4 different comfy chairs, different shelves, plants. And also it looks nice. Instead of having a sterile white room, we went for this more cozy look.
Funny thing, the last people who rented called this the library.
Oh, yeah. Every Monday we have a Monday meeting with the whole team. And also it's a nice place for, also when you have clients, we go here and we can show footage or examples on this big TV. You know, you need to impress the clients. So a good sound and good picture.
We made a special place for the makeup artists with the lights.
You can change white balance on these bulbs.
And also you can change both the temperature and the power with this button. So if you know that it's going to be a cold light on the set, then you can change to see how it looks. When the people are changing or you want a little bit more privacy, you can just easily take this curtain in front of the door.
And all the bulbs here at this meeting room are Philips Hue, so you can easily just turn them off when we leave. It saves us some time instead of going on every lamp, turning them on. So yeah, let's go into the film studio. So our goal with this film studio was to make the most flexible film studio in the center of Oslo. So we've done a lot of things here to achieve this. I think we moved in here 2-3 years ago, yeah. And already we shot music videos, commercial, infomercials, children's series, YouTube videos, interviews, virtual production, and we built sets. Well, we're gonna show you guys what we've done here. And what you see behind us here is called a cyclorama wall. And the cool thing about it is that you don't see the edges. You can create this like eternity look. Do you remember Beyonce put a ring on it? A really cool music video. I think that was shot in the cyclorama wall. And also we have a lot of lamps attached to the ceiling, which is great because then we don't need the light stands in the frame, so you have more flexibility to put the camera whatever. So here we have two Innova, the 600C, and also we have the 600X, one over there and one over there. So we have a lot of light power in this studio, which also means you can do stills photography. I also have to mention the railing system that Morten built. You can move them around like this, you can pull them down and up. And the funny thing is that Morten actually built this rail system. We couldn't find rail systems that were long enough for this studio because this studio is 10 meters long and 5 meters wide. Okay. So we actually used rails for barn doors and modified them. DIY, as we call it. And it was also cool. If you know Aperture, they have the Sidus Link app. So all these lamps can be controlled from the iPad. So you can connect the camera to this big monitor, and then you can stand here adjusting everything. You can create groups and change the whole cyclorama. You can also, of course, separate them and start playing around with it. And we even tried to do green screen, like have a green color, and it works. Like there's endless possibilities. We do have a green screen we can roll down. It's a paper green screen for like smaller green screen shoots. But sometimes we also paint the whole cyclorama green so we can shoot bigger stuff, like the children's series we made, and that was going to happen on the moon, and also some TV shows for Dune, the game with Funcom. So,
But that costs extra.
Actually, green screen paint costs a lot. How much does green screen paint cost again?
I think it's like around 2,000 Norwegian kroners for one bucket of 3 liters or something like that.
And how many buckets do you need for this?
I think 3-4 buckets. So it's around 7,000-8,000. But that's like a really good professional green screen. You pay for the results in a way.
Yeah. In addition, of course, we do have a projector in the ceiling, quite powerful one, which we use both for creative music video shoots. Sometimes we put up our walls and then we create, let's say, a forest or an environment outside a window, which is projected live. And then if you connect that to virtual production, you can actually see like a 3D perspective. And also the speakers, which we are very happy with. Having this for music video shoots, of course, and also we use them for screenings. We have, using the projector sometimes, connected to 2 of those to have like a cinema feeling. As I said, we have trying to make every room as like a multi-purpose room. This is also, we use this room for events, like when we have like an open date, invite people to come here. And there also we, of course, show that we are doing video production and also we're renting out equipment. This room is the biggest, so you have to know we are using it, right? Using it for tests, events, yeah.
Everything.
So we do have some soft boxes now attached to the lamps, but we do have a lot of other accessories as well and modifiers. Behind here we have a lot of light stands that's included as well. And also, of course, we have an equipment room where people can rent equipment. So actually, Kim is both renting out the studio and our equipment. How's it going?
Very, very, very good. It goes very good. This start of the year has been quite amazing with both rent and of the studio and equipment.
And we also managed to get some really good domains. We have oslofilmstudio.com and .no. We also have Oslo filmutstyr, which means film equipment.no. And if you guys are wondering what we use to rent out is Hygglo, which you definitely should check out for renting stuff.
Since it's a film studio, sound is of course very important. So what we have done here in our studio is that we have this, I think it's theater curtains, which absorb the sound. These curtains are on rails, so they go around the whole studio and also makes the studio completely dark if you want. And as well, we also put some sound absorbing panels in the ceiling as well. Since we're in the capital of Norway and we're in the city center, it's a lot of sound. So what we have done is actually build our own sound isolation blocks that we have put inside the windows so we don't hear anything from outside.
Those blocks are made with 3 different materials. It's a plaster, it's glava. You know the soft isolation thing, right? And wood. those three things will absorb sound in different ways. So behind the curtains here, we also have hidden some stuff that we use sometimes. That's walls on wheels, also called flats. You have two big ones and some small ones. And we can combine them to create rooms. So we have one with a window, we have one that is just plain, and using things like this vinyl oak floor, which we can roll out, some carpets, furniture from the office. Painting the walls, combining it with lighting, you can really create a lot of different moods. And then what you can do, because we don't have a ceiling, we just add that in with AI in post.
As well, we have this lounge area where also the client can sit and relax. We have this kitchen, which is also included when you rent the studio. And very important, coffee is included as well in the rent.
And here we do like our lunch, the team. When the studio is not rented out, we sit here together and eat lunch. And then we have the last room in our studio section. Let's show you guys that one. We ended up calling this the monkey room because we have monkey lamps here. And also maybe it describes the room a little bit as well. We never knew exactly what we were going to do with the room.
It was the makeup room and the client room when we started.
Yeah.
But then it changed.
If you're renting the studio, you can rent this room as well. You can then sit down and watch what's going on in the studio on this TV. You can connect it wirelessly or using SDI cables running from the studio in here. We had some shoots where people were controlling the live stream from this room, changing the cameras and stuff like that. We've seen that some agencies, they bring like a social media person that can sit here and work while they're shooting in the studio. And also we use this desk for ourselves, and we can sit here and brainstorm, drawing on this whiteboard. And as I like to do when I'm brainstorming, you can walk around. Should we do like this? Do you agree? And then we have some speakers, so we can get the mood of the music as well. So a creative room, monitoring room, monkey room.
Welcome to the office.
Yes.
The heart of the Views operation.
Yes. This is where we edit,
Yeah.
grade, VFX, everything.
This is Ine Marie and mine territory. We are the boss here.
Yes.
So we are 6 people now currently at Views. We have 8 desks, which means we have a couple of spares. I think for us, it's not an option to have our own office boxes because we work so much together. So it just makes sense to have this open kind of landscape.
Yeah.
If we start over here, we have Anders and Kim. They said they were going to sit together because it was nice because of the actors and stuff. I don't think they're talking a lot about the actors, but they talk a lot. And then over here, we have Matthias. He's sitting there alone. He doesn't have someone next to him at the moment. And then in this corner, this is my desk. Also, this one is empty. Here we have, if we have some interns or something, they sit here. And on the far side, we have the girls' club.
Yes. So Emma and I are sitting over here, and we are sitting together, which is very convenient since we are both editing the most. Very easy for us to just like double check and ask, hey, where did you put this clip? Or we also do a lot of social media together. So I will often quality check Emma's posts or give feedback, and then we'll work on that together as well.
So to communicate, we use Slack, and we also use Milanote for pre-production. So that's where we put all the mood boards and images and call sheets, and we have all our projects really nicely organized in there.
For editing, all of us use DaVinci Resolve, and we have the Blackmagic Cloud, which makes it so good for us working as like a production company. People are working often in the same projects at the same time.
Do you remember the premiere days?
Barely.
It's hard to imagine how we were able to even cope with that before. It's so nice now.
Yeah.
In terms of computers, we all have our own PC. So over here we have Anders, she's editing a decent amount, so we had a pretty good PC. Kim, unfortunately, doesn't have the best one. He's doing mostly email, but if he does something that requires more computing power, he can borrow one of our others. Matthias, he does a decent amount of VFX work, so we also have now a pretty good PC. I have actually using a MacBook, M3 Max, which is super nice for VFX work. I also do a lot of remote work, so I can do Blender on the run and stuff like that. And sometimes I borrow Maria's PC, which is the most powerful one, if I have to do something that really graphics intensive. So yeah, both Maria and Emma has the best PCs because they're the editors and they're sitting all day editing, so they need it to be quick.
Okay, let's pause there a bit because now things are going to be a little bit nerdy. So I just want to have a little break.
Yes.
This June, let's meet in Norway for the most awesome film workshop. We'll stay together, you have your own room, we have a private chef, you will learn everything from pre-production, shooting to post-production, and we will answer all your questions as we have a whole week together. People are coming back every year. Some people are coming now for the 4th time. We have people from Canada, Portugal, Germany, Denmark. And it's not just about that week. We are talking together already now before the workshop, and after the workshop everyone brings the footage from our main movie to edit at home, so we can share our versions of the film and just see how much impact editing has to say. There are some spots left, so if you want to join, go into andyax.com. You can also send us an email to workshop@views.no. Now let's see what Morten's Nerdy Talk is about.
So this is our ingest station, or a server corner. This is where we offload all our files. I was tired of all the memory card readers being laying around at all the different computers, so we decided let's have them all in one place. And when you're finished, you put the cards in like one of these boxes, which like already transferred cards. Because we usually have several projects running at once, it's important that everything is quite nicely organized so that we know which SD cards can we use, what's already transferred and stuff like that. When we offload over onto this server, which is a huge server. I think it's like 150-60 terabytes in RAID. So it's quite redundant, so we can lose a couple of drives here and still have the full data intact. And one of the things we've improved lately is that we have this other server, which actually used to be our old server, but now it's a backup server. And we are using it to automatically, every day, transfer from this server to this server in case something goes wrong with the first server or we accidentally delete something. Then this is a nice backup. And then of course we also back onto actual drives that we take away from here in case of something happening here, a water leak or a fire or something. And it's all connected up here into our Ethernet system onto our switches. We have 2 different switches. All of this is 10 gigabit and we have 10 gigabit connection to all the computers here, so everyone can access the server, and it's been working flawlessly for many years now. It's super nice. At some point we needed more ports, so instead of buying just one of these huge 10 gig switches, I just added another switch and put the less important stuff on this one. And it works nice. Additionally, there is one port that goes all the way over to the other side if you want to have a 10 gig connection in the studio, if we're doing live stream and stuff like that. So that's the nerdy part of our office. So interior wise, almost everything here is second hand, except the desks, because we wanted the desks to be the same. Here we have some different photos of stuff we've done, some achievements, and also, as you can see around there, there's all these old signs that we have with the old logo, which we don't use anymore, but it's just nice to create a vibe of like the history of what we have done for the past, 7 years or something. And Anders told me to show his Amanda, which is like Norwegian Oscars. Some old cameras. This one is the camera that I shot the most time lapses on, actually. But it's broke.
Okay, so in here we have the editing suite. So this room is built for both editing, color grading and sound design. Lately it's been used mostly for sound design, but we have the ability to do all 3. So we can start with grading. We have this Blackmagic coloring panel, which unfortunately isn't being used as much as we should, but I have a goal to try and use it more this year. The whole room is also, as you can see, it's very like a muted mid-gray, darkish gray color, as well as the light light is also, you can block the light from outside. So if you are color grading, you're able to kind of have a very neutral starting point. And then when it comes to sound design, we have this sound card here that can output the sound into all of these speakers. So you're able to have really good sound. You also see that we have soundproofed the ceiling, and we have like padding on the walls to make sure that the acoustics and everything sounds nice when you are doing sound design. You can also actually, we've used this room for working with clients as well. So we have a couch here, and they can sit and watch the big screen and watch the edit, and you can make changes along the way if you need to.
This is insane.
And now it's time to show you the equipment room. Follow me. This is our rigging space. We have the toolkit here ready to go if we need it. And then we have all our lenses are actually here on this shelf. Here we have just a bunch of like rigging stuff. So here we have some filters, we have follow focus, we have some camera cables. Everything is labeled. And then we have some specific stuff like magic arms and accessories for certain types of cameras. These are our matte boxes, ND filters, stuff like that. We have some transmitters, some different cages, and yeah. Okay, but now the main event, which is all our equipment. So in here is where the magic happens. Most of the equipment we have here, we also rent out. So we have our own website actually, oslofilmutstyr.no, which is a Norwegian website where we rent out almost all of the equipment. Here we have some lights. This is like we have sections. So this is like the lighting section. So here we have a bunch of modifiers. We have like softboxes, diffusion, and some frames. We have some Westcott frames that are quite nice, 6x6, 8x8, 4x4. Then we have some tubes over here. And then we have some bigger lights. They get bigger the lower we get. So down here is like the 600X, the 1200D, 1200X, the 1000C, which is the newest edition. And then over here, we actually have this is like a charging section. So here we have a lot of batteries, and then we have some different chargers. This is also new. This is one of my favorite new additions because we used to have these just laying around. But now we have tape, clamps, everything is organized in these boxes, which is like really nice and very convenient. It's also easy to grab them and put them in the van and go to set, which is like really nice. Here we have some cameras. Everything isn't here. We're missing the C300 and the Blackmagic, and Morten has also taken all the Sony cameras to Mexico, where he's shooting a commercial there. So I'm missing my FX3, which is really, really sad. So all I have left, I actually bought a new cage. I've set it up, so I have everything ready for when the FX3 comes back. It's actually with a PL mount, which is really nice. Yeah, here we actually have some electrical. We have lots of like extension cords and stuff like that. Here we have a big Pelly case, which we also use when we travel and pack down camera equipment. This is kind of the messy section, like all the way in the back, we have all the stuff that we don't use as much. I don't even know half the stuff we have up here. We even have some sewing equipment. I don't understand what this is. Oh, look at this. Actually have, we have so much weird stuff here. So this is Morten. He built a car for time lapses. So this can actually drive really slowly. And then it has like a rotating thing here. So the camera can like rotate and tilt as it's like driving. It's quite dusty actually. Just an example of all the old weird stuff we have that we never use anymore. RIP. So here we have, this is actually monitors. We also have some lenses. These are the Mikey lenses, the Mikey Cine lenses. Here we have the good lenses, the new DCO Arliss Primes. We have most of our lenses over there, which don't have a dedicated box, and all the Cine lenses, which have dedicated Pelly cases and stuff. They They go here. Here we have some sandbags, just some different sound equipment actually. This is our sound section. We have our own DJI section because we have so much DJI equipment. We have a RS3, we have a RS2, we have the Ronin 4D, which Emma is using to film right now. And we have some DJI transmitters and screens as well. And here we have all our tripods that we actually use. Have some different wheels, and we have our main tripod, which is for a bit bigger cameras. And then I recently bought 3 new, little bit smaller, small rig tripods that work for when we do multiple camera setups. Here we have the cable wall, which is also one of our newest additions to this studio. We always try to improve it. We move stuff around all the time, try to find better ways to store things, better ways to label things. And this is the newest addition. We used to have just like a box full of tangled cables and stuff like that. So now we've tried to make it a bit cleaner by hanging them on the wall and also labeled so we have different types of cables here. Okay, I think that was all of it. That was the equipment room. Anders also actually wanted me to say that we have alarms, so don't try to rob us because everything is secure, okay?
So we hope you enjoyed this office tour, and let's meet this June, where we will make sure that you become a more confident filmmaker. It's over 1 week and we'll stay together 24/7, making sure that you can dig deep into filmmaking and get all your questions answered. Go to andyax.com to read more. And if you haven't seen already, there are 4 seasons out of Making a Film Company, starting from how we started the company in 2017 and until now. The playlist of this series should pop up somewhere here. And subscribe for more videos. We'll see you again guys soon. Ha det bra!